Let's see if this works and what happens. And it looks like I have an excellent connection. We're going live. But there's no video. Oh, there it is. So I think that's great. And I need to get the share link now so I can send this out to everyone and let everyone know that I'm live. So let's do that now. Kind of exciting. My second ever live stream. It's great to be back. And I, of course, got to let everyone know about this. So let's go do that now. And if I go to here, perfect. Copy link. Let's make sure if I put it in an incognito window that the URL works. Oh, perfect. 21 people. Wow, that's amazing. Fantastic. How's the audio, guys? You know what? I only hear from one side too. We got to get that fixed ASAP. That's definitely super annoying. So that's going to be an audio setting. And let me just properties. 202. I wonder if there's a way to change that. Yo, what's up? Am I still only on one side? I'm imagining yes. Audio settings equals best. Pro gamer, I appreciate it. I'm hoping that I can get it to be on more than one side. So let me see here. Okay, I see it is only on one side. I think it's just the left channel, right? Let me see. Properties. Here we go. All right. Okay, is this better? I think that's better. I think we fixed it. I'm excited. Oh, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm starting a podcast at some point in the very near future. Best Phone Plans Podcast is what it's going to be called. So I made this little splash screen. Hopefully you like it, and it looks pretty good. And yeah, let me actually get this link out now that we have fixed the audio, or at least I believe we have fixed the audio. Let me check on the live stream itself, make sure we're good. I'll give the live stream a thumbs up. I'm not signed in. Yeah, all right, audio is definitely fixed. Let's go ahead and tweet this out, let people know about it, and we can get going, which I'm pretty excited about. Tweet. Created a live stream thumbnail. I really hope the thumbnail showed up. Still unsure about that. AD, using my US Mobile promo code. I appreciate that, my friend. Hopefully that works out for you. I thought it was really cool. US Mobile actually reached out and they were like, hey, we want to offer a code for your viewers. And so they were able to make that happen. And I think it's a free SIM starter kit. And you also get $20 off your first month of service, which is super exciting. All right, let me, because I no longer need this, maybe I'll post on the YouTube as well, and then I'll dive into it. I have to say the one thing, I'm using OBS right now, and I've got to say there's definitely a way to see the comment feed. I'm not seeing it. That's okay. I'm going to pull it up just in YouTube, and that's the way to do it. Leobardo, the US Mobile promo code is Stetson. It's just simple, my name. The first part, you can see it on your screen right there. Just Stetson, pop that in when you're going to sign up for US Mobile. You will get a free SIM starter kit, and you will also enjoy $20 of credit off your first bill. So that's pretty exciting. And you can find US Mobile's plans in the video description, as well as Mint Mobile's plans, which is what I want to talk about for this video. Cole Ben Doggett, younger. Greetings from Oklahoma. Hey, how's it going? I'm in Colorado. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, wow, very active chat. Ooh, Mandolin. I'm sorry to hear about Boost Mobile. Jeez, definitely tough. Hey, Mizel Porras. Hope I'm pronouncing that close to correctly. Please forgive me if not. Yes, Visible is fantastic. They're a really great deal. They're actually one of the best deals out there. I mean, if we're being honest, $25 a month for unlimited on Verizon is incredible. I mean, I wish Verizon could offer that with Verizon Prepaid, but they're not doing that yet. And yeah, the best YT YouTube. Yes, I will definitely check out Total Wireless. I will definitely. I have so much content I want to produce for all of you before the end of the year that I'm not sure I'm gonna have time for that. What I will say is my basic outline, in case you're curious, is to go ahead, produce as many videos as possible between now, maybe like December 20th, and then I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the website and really get bestphoneplans.net updated, get it accurate, and probably try and revamp all the plans to make sure everything is incredible. Yeah, these are the Bose 700s, and fun fact of the day is when they're on, there's actually a slight delay in audio when they're plugged in, so they're currently turned off, but they still work when they're off. The sound quality just is not as good. All right, I'm going to go to my channel, and I'm actually gonna make a post that I'm live, and hopefully people see that. I don't know if people see posts on YouTube, but I'm gonna try it anyway. All right, there's the link. And it's kind of weird. It doesn't look, oh, video, there it is. Well, let's just see if I can add a video. In order to select an, oh, no, that's not good. All right, cool. We'll throw an image in there, and we'll post it. And that's it. All right, back to the live stream. Wow, so many comments. Visible has no Esim yet. Nightcore Quan, you are correct. Visible has stated Esim is coming soon. There have been leaked pages and leaked images of Esim on Visible, and that should be, I'm excited for that to happen. We don't know. I'm hoping mid-December. That's what I gotta say. Mizel Porras, hey, that comment, that makes me smile. You don't know how much money Stetson's helped me save throughout the year. That's great, man. That's my goal. Like, I started this because I was a kid in high school. I needed an affordable cell phone plan. And when I realized everything that was going on, how confusing the wireless industry was, I wanted to make it uncomplicated. I wanted to help explain the wireless industry, and I wanted to, show, I guess, yeah, help people find affordable plans to meet their needs, whatever that is. And it's fine. Like, some people getting a premium plan that's $70 or $80 or $90 a month from Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile, that makes a lot of sense, and that's totally fine. I think for a lot of people, for their average use case, studies have shown, Reach Mobile actually did a study that I think the average user only uses like between 5 and 6 gigs. And I want to say like 97% of people out there use under 50 gigs, probably even under 30 gigs of data per month. So if you're able to pick an affordable plan, US Mobile, Visible, Mint Mobile, I think that'll be great. So yeah. See any more good comments? Yeah, is Mint still my current provider? Yeah, I personally use Mint. That's where my main number is. I mean, I signed up for a year-long plan, so I'm not really leaving that. And I'm really thankful. A few of you have actually found my secret referral link, not different from my affiliate link, but my actual like personal referral link, and signed up, and that's been pretty cool. So Shankar, is Red Pocket Mobile comparable to US Mobile in customer satisfaction? That is an excellent question. So I'm in the process of testing out Red Pocket right now. And I'm going to tell you what, it's going to take me probably mid-December. I'm hoping to get that review out. They are not on par. Just the activation process alone, you can tell Red Pocket's website is janky. It feels like it's hacked together. It really needs a lot of work. US Mobile is just on a whole new level when it comes to user experience, customer satisfaction, the activation flow, the activation process. So yeah, it's really great. So that's what I would say. Who would you use for a business plan in Esim? You know what? We're getting a lot of great questions that I think should dive into the main topics that I wanted to talk about. So the first thing, I don't know if you saw my most recent upload, was about Mint Mobile's Black Friday deal. I just quickly want to talk about it, and you can let me know if you think it's good, if you think they could be doing something different. But let me try and cut to another scene. All right, I'm kind of waiting for the live stream to catch up to what I'm seeing, just to make sure that this transitioned as smoothly as I wanted. And it looks like, there it is. Okay, cool. So the live stream's a little bit behind what I'm seeing, but that's totally fine. Mint Mobile is doing a Black Friday promotion right now. It's 3 months of free service when you buy any one of their plans. And if you scroll down on the site, you can see these are Mint Mobile's plans. I wonder if make that bigger. Almost too big. 3 gigs for $15, 8 gigs for $20, 12 gigs for $25, unlimited. This is misleading. It's Mint Mobile is one of those carriers where they say unlimited. It's really a 35 gig plan. And I want to say for 80 to 90% of people out there, the 35 gigs is going to be plenty. They're not going to notice it. But it's just kind of like the prepaid industry markets plans as unlimited when really they're not truly unlimited plan. So with these plans, I'm going to use unlimited as an example, and I actually think this plan is the best one to sign up for this deal. If you click view details, it's unlimited data, $30 a month. Again, it's 35 gigs, and you can see that right here. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigs, and then after 35 gigs, you get unlimited 2G data. It's $30 a month, but you buy 3 months up front, right? So Mint Mobile, you get the deal by having or by buying the service in bulk, 3, 6, or 12-month packages. When you first sign up, you're paying for a 3-month plan. Subtotal, $90. Here's the kicker. Up top, you can see you get 3 months free. And even up the top, you get 6 months of wireless for the price of 3 months. So, hear me out. You get 6 months of service for just $90. That comes out to $15 a month for 35 gigs of data on the T-Mobile network. You get 4G LTE and T-Mobile's it's their non-standalone 5G network. So you get 5G, but I don't think you get any millimeter wave, and I don't think you get any of the standalone 5G coverage. I could be mistaken on that, but that's my current understanding. But yeah, $15 a month for that. All right, you're probably wondering, what's the catch? Who's eligible for this? And if we actually scroll down and click see details, this is where you're going to get all the terms and conditions. The big one is just right up top. It's new activation. You basically need to be a new customer. So your phone cannot have been used on Mint Mobile in the past 90 days, and your phone number cannot have been on Mint Mobile for the past 90 days. And that's basically it. We have some people asking how long this is going on for, and I was like, wow. Best Buy is offering this deal through January 4th, 2021. So that's a good month and a half away. And the promotion ends, let's see. Oh, excuse me. Offer is valid through January 2nd for Best Buy. And then all other purchases are valid, or the offer is valid through January 4th. So about a month and a half long. And what's great is you have 45 days to activate your SIM card. You place your order, you have 45 days to activate it, which is perfect. What I would suggest you do is pick the plan you want. I would encourage the unlimited plan because it comes out to just $15 a month for 35 gigs. And you can wait for your current plan to be towards the end of your billing cycle. And then when it's 5 days before renewing, that's when you can switch over to Mint Mobile and really take advantage of that promotion. Isaac, I wonder if it would work on an iPad. Isaac, I really wish I could test that for you, but I do not have a cellular iPad, and I don't know. Shankar, it says 480p video streaming. Does that apply for YouTube, and does it limit while you have high-speed data? So yes, with the unlimited plan, or I'm going to call it the 35 gig plan because I want it to be clear that this is a 35 gig plan. But with Mint Mobile's 35 gig plan, it will slow Netflix speeds. That's what I've observed. If you do a fast.com speed test, it comes up at, I think, 1.5 or 2 megabits per second for Netflix. So 480p. I think my understanding with YouTube, I need to test this, but I believe it will stream at the 2 megabits per second. And if the video can load, then it'll play fine at any quality. But otherwise, I think it will buffer at the higher resolutions because those higher resolutions require additional bandwidth. So that's my current, yeah. So YouTube, I think would buffer, and I need to test that. And SoFac, absolutely correct. If you're using a VPN, I have an affiliate partnership with ExpressVPN in the video description if you're interested, or NordVPN. But any VPN will pretty much work. If you use a VPN with Mint Mobile, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, any carrier, you will bypass any streaming limits. So that's a really great tool. Okay, we have a question. Jafet, please forgive me if I mispronounced that. Visible is unusable in my area. First of all, sorry to hear that, but it's understandable. Visible is deprioritized on the Verizon network, so their speeds can slow down significantly if the network is congested. And you were a Mint user 8 months ago. Yes, you are eligible for the promo. The reason you are eligible is you are a customer before 90 days, and that is that was the criteria here. So you have to be, you can't have been on Mint Mobile in the prior 90 days, and you are well past that. Excuse me. So you're gonna be all set. The most recommended AT&T prepaid plan. I need to honestly crunch some numbers on that to really find out what the best value is. My thinking right now is going to be one of the plans from AT&T themselves, or it will be one of the plans from Cricket. It will be from the other carrier, maybe H2O Wireless. I think Pure Talk is actually pretty good right now. So yeah, I'm gonna test that. 5G on Mint Mobile is the same as T-Mobile. I'm actually working on a way better 5G comparison video. It's gonna be awesome. I don't want to hype it up too much, but we're gonna do LTE versus 5G on Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. I'm doing 10 locations minimum, and I'm doing 3 tests on each network for all locations. It's a lot. I'm like probably a third of the way filming it right now, and I really need to do some more speed tests and a lot of editing to pull that together, but it's going to be great. Yeah, Dennis, I hear you. I need to get on Sneed on Sam's podcast again. That was awesome being on there the first time, and I'm excited to be back. I got to make that happen. I was kind of waiting for some 5G speed tests, my 5G video to be out, and then we could talk about it, but that was delayed because I don't feel like the first one I did was as good as I would have liked. I have Young. I'm going to say Young. Have you seen the Visible plan for $3? I have seen it. I think that's for California residents exclusively, so I haven't really covered it too much. Anna Colleen Wesson Edders. Yeah, if you use more than 35 gigs, definitely get a proper unlimited plan. You know, I think the average user, like many people on YouTube, generally consume more data, and there's just a big population of people who doesn't actually consume that much. Ronnie, yeah, I've seen a couple people mention a Mint Mobile 5G speed test, so I will get on that hopefully before the end of the year. I don't want to make too many promises. Okay, the other big thing, I want to check something first before I talk about it, because I want to make sure it actually launched and is available, because I think this will go back to a lot of the people talking about Esim plans and wondering what the best option is. Let's see. All my lines. Oops, that's my bad. Signed out of my account. I'm hoping I can. I kind of like went into this assuming I could demo this feature, but I'm not sure if it launched yet. So, all right, that's fine. Settings. I don't think it's available. I think it's coming soon. Well, the other feature I wanted to talk about is US Mobile. Let's throw them up on the screen. They announced data usage analytics. And this to me shows just how far ahead US Mobile is from basically everyone. All right. So check this out. You're in your account. You can see your line. I only have one line, and I actually haven't used it, so I should probably use it to have a better demonstration here. But in the top right-hand corner of your account, kind of in the top middle, I guess, you have analytics. And this is where US Mobile is really doing some groundbreaking stuff right now. You can see all of your lines and all of their exact minute, text, and data usage by the day. It's incredible. And by the month. I haven't used my line, so I don't have much data to show you. And I think I want to do a dedicated video on this, but I also need to use my line more so I have data to report and show. And I also think US Mobile is starting to roll out nationwide 5G. I could be mistaken on that, but I do want to test. So I almost wonder if that's worth it, like doing a live test. Hotel at California, I think, yeah, check out AT&T Prepaid. I mean, it depends how much data you need, but really AT&T Prepaid, Cricket Wireless, and probably Pure Talk are probably going to be the better AT&T Prepaid plans. Jackson, what's up, my dude? Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, so Pro Gamer, actually, you bring up a good point. I think currently Apple is doing something where the iPhone can't have a 5G connection while it has eSIM active. So it's kind of a confusing situation right now. Yeah. All right, Lance, is the family plan on US Mobile really better than Cricket? Lance, this all comes down to what your personal needs are, what network has better coverage in your area, and yeah, if you need good AT&T coverage, I think Cricket is phenomenal. Okay, and they have a great value. If you have a family plan, multi-lines, I think you can get like a family plan for just $100 a month, and it's a really good deal. That said, depending on the plan, you may have a 8 megabit per second data speed cap. Cricket's been doing that for a while. I think for their 8 gig plan, but for their other options, they do now offer uncapped speeds. So it kind of depends. Like Cricket is really competitive for family plans on AT&T, but that's AT&T. If you need Verizon, that's when I would go with US Mobile. I mean, you're getting Verizon coverage. It is deprioritized, so you need to make sure that will work in your area. But you do have the option for those family perks. We were actually just looking at that, but we can go over to US Mobile. I need to sign out and go to their actual website is what I need to do. usmobile.com, you can go to their plans. And when you're looking at US Mobile's plans, you can see their family plans are really, really competitive. So they will add taxes and fees. Let's just say it's $5 extra per line. You can see $1 to $5 extra per line right there. But if you add all of these up, you're looking at $110 plus, let's say $20, $130 a month for unlimited. it's not unlimited, it's 50 gigs of data on Verizon, but that's still a really good value. And you can redeem up to 2 of these subscription services. So if you're already paying for, let's say, Spotify Family and Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, US Mobile will actually cover those 2 services with your plan. So it's a really good deal. Pro Gamesian. Oh, that, I was wondering about that. That is amazing. I might reach out to you about that. Let's see. David Hall, you are absolutely correct. I definitely need moderators. This is my second ever live stream, so I hope you can understand why I haven't allocated monitors or done that yet, but I will definitely look into that. Yeah, let's see. Tomasz Jaworski. I hope I pronounced that close. Forgive me if not. I got Mint Mobile and my yearly is about to expire, and now Mint Mobile is offering a new unlimited plan for $30 a month. Is it worth it? Great question. I'm just going to go to my website for this one because I think I try and do a really good job breaking this down, and hopefully this makes the plan really clear. So this is Mint Mobile's $30 plan right here. If you click on the plan, we get all the details, and I tried to make it as clear as possible on my site what the plan includes. So you're getting T-Mobile coverage. You're already a Mint Mobile customer, so I think that's going to be fine. 35 gigs of data. So that's actually really important. It's not a true unlimited plan. 35 gigs of high-speed data. It is full speed, and you do get 5G access. Again, my current understanding is you get 5G access on T-Mobile's non-standalone 5G network, which tends to be in most places. And then after you've used 35 gigs of data, your speeds will be slowed down to unlimited 2G at, I believe, 64 kilobits per second, which is pretty slow. I feel like it might be 128, and I should probably try and test that to confirm. But still, you can't really do anything when your data speeds are so slow. We also touched on the 480p standard definition video streaming. This definitely applies to Netflix content. I haven't personally tested it with YouTube yet. I know when I go into the YouTube app, you can select any resolution, but I think I have yet to see if the quality is the same or if the performance is the same. You're also getting voice over LTE, Wi-Fi calling, visual voicemail, group and picture messaging with international add-ons available. You don't get domestic roaming, eSIM. You cannot add any smartwatches or tablets to this plan, but still, it's really affordable at $30 a month. And with taxes and fees, it'll come out to around $31.81 per month. Justice Lee, thank you, my friend, for the super chat. I super appreciate it. Let's go back to the main scene here. It's nearly impossible to be visible, in my opinion. $25 a month, unlimited everything, including hotspot. Justice Lee, you are absolutely correct, my friend. It is very challenging to be visible. They are a tremendous, tremendous value. And yeah, I think that it just depends on your location. And, if you want to go through the trouble or hassle of finding a family plan. And I think it's absolutely worth it. But for some people, it is a little extra to join a visible party. They need to find people. It's not that hard. Reddit's there, right? But yeah, it's a great value. And I think it's hard to compete with that. But I do think US Mobile, for example, they offer a great experience and they work with all phones. So Visible's problem is they don't currently work with all phones. They have a more limited selection. I'm going to see if I can pull that up. Okay, yeah, we got it. So with Visible, something to keep in mind is Visible's using newer technology and they have to develop new software to go with this. So as a result, they work actually with pretty much all iPhones, and you can see that right here. Pretty much all the iPhones are supported, and this is because once you create software for one iPhone, all the iPhones are running the same software, and so they can take advantage of that. And with Android phones, that's where it's a little bit more limited. I mean, honestly, this is a pretty great list, but you'll notice you're missing a lot of the older devices like Pixel 2, any of the older LG phones, a lot of the older Motorola phones, and same with the Galaxy phones. Like, it starts at S8, but it doesn't really go any earlier than that. Honestly, Visible has been doing a really good job including many of the most popular devices, but still, it could be something to keep in mind if you're considering their service. I really like them. They're up there in terms of carriers on the Verizon network. Again, they are deprioritized, and I did do a full speed test video. I did do a full speed test video comparing Verizon postpaid versus prepaid, and I think that kind of shows the difference that you can expect. So let me see if that pops up. Boom. Wow, okay. So if I jump to the results and we do picture in picture, this is where you can kind of see the speed test. And I just want to mute that. And if I play the video, we're watching a video through the video. I hope that's not too complicated. But what you can see here is I'm comparing postpaid versus prepaid versus Visible versus US Mobile. And Visible, US Mobile, and Verizon Prepaid, they all have the same priority level, okay? So they all have the same performance on the Verizon network. And despite getting different speeds here, when I ran the tests individually, that's when you could really see that all of the prepaid plans did have the same priority and the same performance. And the variances we see could be due to the phone. We have US Mobile on the S20 Plus versus prepaid on, this is the Pixel 3a, Visible is on the Pixel 4a. So that could come to the attribute to the differences here. But what we're looking at is the postpaid plan on Verizon got 40 down and 5.3 up, which is significantly higher than the peak performance of 16 down and 11.5 up on US Mobile, which again is about the same as Visible and Verizon Prepaid. So that is why people may choose postpaid, and you definitely want to test to see if a deprioritized Verizon plan will work for you. All right, we got some great questions here in the super chat. Let's take a look. Andrew D, first of all, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Why do you think US Mobile speeds are faster than Visible, even though they're both deprioritized and Visible removed their speed cap? I think in this particular video, it all had to do with the different phones and using, like, I think there are other factors contributing to this. I primarily think it's the phone. US Mobile, was in the Galaxy S20 Plus 5G, which has a excellent modem. It's the Snapdragon X55 modem, which is really, really good, really, really fast. The Pixel 3a and Pixel 4a I was using for Visible and Verizon Prepaid, they have, they're more budget entry-level phones, and I presume that their modems simply weren't as fast as the Galaxy S20, which I think the S20 can do like 4x4 MIMO, and I'm assuming the other phones are maybe 2x2 MIMO. So that's what I think. They are the same priority. I've tested it. They all have QCI values of 9, and Verizon postpaid has a QCI value of 8. So any variances are likely related to the phone hardware or something like that, as opposed to what the network technology is. David Hall, thank you so much for the super chat. I super appreciate it, my friend. Really means a lot to me. Max Tech Studios, hello. How are you doing? Advice for small channels. Thanks for the vids. I would say, when I was growing, starting out, it's hard. It's hard. And I think I would encourage you to make videos that you are passionate about and you are interested in. And, I think a lot of what drives the content I create is I try and answer the questions that I'm wondering about. And that's like why I did the speed test video. Like, I wanted to answer this question that, like, it seems very few people are able to answer, putting in the time and the energy to answer. And I think another thing is to focus on, consistency. And I guess, like, I was watching Ali Abdal's video on his thoughts and reflections on getting 1 million subscribers, which is like some huge ambition, a dream. It seems like, once you've hit 1 million, you've kind of made it on YouTube. And Ali said what motivated him it wasn't the subscribers, it was the process. Like, you want to enjoy the video creation process. And Ali focused on the thing he could control, which was not how many subscribers he had or how many views he had, but rather how many videos he could make per week. And so it was his goal to make 2 to 3 videos per week. And that consistency over time is ultimately what led to his growth. So I think if you're just starting out on YouTube, I would encourage you to, find a schedule that works for you. It can be a video every week. It can be a video every 2 weeks. But I would encourage you to make it a video that you're passionate about. Help maybe answer a question that you've been wondering about or that you think other people could be wondering about, and being consistent. And I would say the one thing to consider investing in is audio quality. Like getting a nice microphone. Can't really see it, but getting a nice microphone really helps out, because audio quality is more important than visual quality. If you have great audio quality and great information, I think that's really going to help. Dennis P. Appreciate the super chat, my friend. Thank you so much for your contribution. Can you review some of these cell phone plans from ISPs like Xfinity? I would love to see how the new plans perform and the stream caps. Dennis, I would love to test those out. The truth is, I do not have Xfinity Mobile. Like, we don't have them as an ISP, so I think you have to have them as an ISP in order to sign up for their service, which I think is kind of ridiculous. But that said, I will see what I can do in that regards. I think it'll probably be a little bit lower on my to-do list, to be honest with you. From what I've heard, I was actually at a Verizon store, and we were talking about Xfinity Mobile because they're using the Verizon network and they're using priority data. So you actually get a certain amount of post-paid priority on Xfinity Mobile, which is really cool. The Verizon rep was telling me that Xfinity Mobile uses a profile on the iPhone, right? So they load up a profile, and this profile will prioritize connecting to Xfinity Mobile Wi-Fi hotspots over using cellular data. The reason this is because Xfinity Mobile pays Verizon per gigabyte for the data that their customers are using. So if Xfinity Mobile is able to have their customers use their Xfinity Mobile hotspots more of the time or any time they're available, that means Xfinity Mobile customers will use less cellular data and Xfinity will have to pay Verizon less. Now, the Verizon rep was saying this causes or can cause a poor experience because instead of getting locked on to an awesome 5G or 4G LTE connection, your phone will be searching and trying to connect to these Xfinity Mobile Wi-Fi hotspots, which could potentially be slower or farther away and have potentially a more unreliable connection. So those are some current thoughts right now. I do hope to try that. I mean, I hope to try out every plan, but I honestly think because I don't have Xfinity right now, that it may be a while before I get to Xfinity or to Spectrum, like all those providers. Like I need someone who has an account and would be willing to like let me use them or something. D-bop bop. Verizon is very expensive though, and they hit you with fees out the wazoo. Yes, I think that is absolutely true. When I signed up for Verizon, I spent $140 on my first month, and that was $100 for the plan, and then a $40 activation fee, and then taxes and fees on top of that is ridiculous. Max Tech Studios, I appreciate the super chat. I honestly don't use Snapchat, and I keep that as a personal channel for my friends. So I just use other channels like Twitter to interact with YouTube followers. So feel free to reach me on Twitter or the YouTube comments. Try and be active there, but Snapchat's more personal, to be honest with you. Javier Favre Rivera, hope I pronounced that close to correctly. Please forgive me if not. Hi Stetson, what is your plan on Mint Mobile now? Thanks for your help and your channel. Greetings. Thank you so much for the comment. My personal plan is Mint Mobile's 3 gig plan, so I'm paying $15 a month, and it's been great. I signed up. Actually, I can try and give you the details. I can't show the screen because it's got my number on it, but I think I'm on month 7 of 12. So I signed up 7 months ago, towards the beginning of the year. And yeah, I've been using it. It's been great. I've got 2.2 out of 3 gigs remaining, and I've got 25 days. I could probably use, I don't know, maybe a little bit more. I do a lot of speed tests, which is my problem. So like my personal usage isn't very high, but because I'm testing out all these carriers, my actual usage like can inflate quite a lot. But yeah, Mint works great for me. You know, if you've been interested or hesitant to try Mint Mobile out, actually, yeah, I want to touch on that. How to try out the Mint Mobile network, or yeah, the T-Mobile network, and I will do that after answering a few questions. Dennis P, who is my ISP? I'm using Nextlight as my ISP. They provide gigabit internet for like 70 or 80 bucks a month. It's phenomenal. So, okay, yeah. I mean, I'm open to it. Reviewing ISPs, I think I really want to focus on cell phone plans because there's so many I have yet to review. We have Red Pocket. I've got to revisit. Maybe it's worth revisiting Freedom Pop, but the other plan that's free, Text Now Wireless, I got to review. I mean, there's just so many carriers that deserve some attention. Like maybe an updated Cricket Wireless review, maybe a H2O Wireless review, maybe a Pure Talk review. So there's just so many options here. Okay, Eli D. I'm gonna say Eli. I hope I'm pronouncing that. I wouldn't consider Mint Mobile because their video streaming is capped at 480p for all their plans. That's why I choose Boost, where you can stream it to 1080p. Actually, it turns out on Mint Mobile, only their $30 35 gig plan is capped at 480p, and I can show you. So I'm on Mint Mobile's 15 gig plan, and this harkens back to exactly what I was saying before, where I run a lot of speed tests, even though. So let me quit this out, and let me quit the Mint app. But yeah, this is my personal account, personal Mint Mobile line right here. And if I go to fast.com, this is Netflix. I'm gonna go main camera. I'm gonna make this bigger for everyone, so you can see that Mint Mobile does not cap the streaming quality on their plans. It's only the $30 plan that has that cap. You can see I just got 31 megabits per second down. This is actually T-Mobile 5G. You probably can't see that because the camera can't focus as well, but there you go. Like, it's kind of a weird situation where the plan with the most data has the video streaming cap, and the plans that have the least data, where you would like use your data more quickly, they don't have the cap. But yeah, there you go. I mean, I can do another one for you here. And this is my personal Mint Mobile line, the 3 gig plan, and there's no cap. It's great. So wow, 80, that's great. So yeah, if you need to stream HD, Mint Mobile's lower tier plans up to 12 gigs, they will do HD streaming, no problem, no speed caps, no nothing like that. Sneed Mobile Tech, great to see you in the chat. Appreciate having you here. Yeah. All right. So I've actually got, this is a video sneak peek, hopefully within the next few weeks. I mean, there's so many videos ideas, guys. But I'm signed up for T-Mobile Magenta, T-Mobile Magenta Plus, Mint Mobile, and I'm thinking of picking up T-Mobile Prepaid. I want to do a speed test like I did with Verizon, so we can really put T-Mobile prioritization to the test, see how they all compare. Vegas Bean, yes, I'm 100% going to do best deals for iPhone 12. I'm going to get that out hopefully next week. That takes a little bit of research, though. Really want to make sure that I can find all of the best deals across all the different carriers and all of the best plans. Sneed, yeah, we definitely got a collab again. Join in on that. That would be great. It was great joining you on the first episode of the podcast. I was hoping to talk after the 5G speed test video I did, but if you look at the comments of that, it wasn't as well received as I was hoping, and so I'm redoing a speed test video. It's going to be epic. 5G versus LTE on the new iPhone 12s on Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. I'm going to 10 different locations or more potentially, and running 3 speed tests on LTE and 5G on all the networks. It's going to be intense, but it's going to be the thorough video that it needs to be to more accurately compare. Some interesting thoughts on 5G. Well, one thing I wanted to quickly touch on. Yes. Hafet Vilda Morales, you need to make a video about Esim for international travelers, and that you're 1,000% correct. That might be more of a January 2021 video, to be honest with you, but you're 100% correct. I think there's some exciting announcements coming soon from a few providers on that, and yeah, you're absolutely correct. But I think Airlu is one that I've been keeping my eyes on, and there's another esim.net, I think, is another one. So you're absolutely correct. Kevin, how do I use less than 3 gigs on my data plan? Well, Kevin, it so happens that I actually test out all these other plans, so my personal line usage isn't that high because I'm using my data on the other plans. But the truth is I'm at home on Wi-Fi 90% of the time, and I don't need data. Like, I'm just not doing anything. Google Maps, maybe I'll write a review, share a photo or something, but it's not that much. Okay, one thing I want to touch on. This is pretty interesting. Let's go back. I was talking about Mint Mobile's Black Friday deal, right? So great deal for trying to. I don't want to plug them too much. I use them as my personal provider. I do really like them. I think they're a great deal. But the question is, how do you know if the T-Mobile network is good in your area, right? Because Mint Mobile uses T-Mobile for coverage. Well, one way to do this is to use RootMetrics. RootMetrics is an independent site, and if you go up top, they have a coverage map. And when you're looking at the coverage map, you can select up top. I wonder if I can make this a little bit bigger. You can choose your network, so we're going to choose T-Mobile, and you can choose best technology found, call performance, or fastest speed found. Maybe fastest speed. No, I'll do best technology found. And this will give you a more accurate look at a coverage map. So I'll go into Colorado because that's where I live right now, and just makes more sense for me. I can get a better understanding here. But yeah, when you're using this third-party site to check coverage, this is where you can get a much better idea of network performance and coverage in your area, because this is all third-party. Like, this isn't the carriers making their own coverage maps. This is data reported by users that are using the RootMetrics applications or data collected through partners, and this provides just a much more accurate representation of coverage. And you can see the sort of bluish teal color is LTE, the darker blue purple color is 5G, and you can kind of see what that looks like. So that's the first thing to do. Check a coverage map like RootMetrics. If T-Mobile has good coverage in your area, you can see. Let me see. I'm in Longmont, so this is my area right here. You can see it's pretty much blanketed in LTE with some spots of 5G, and T-Mobile's map will actually indicate this whole area has 5G coverage. And for my testing, that's generally been true. Now, is 5G faster than LTE? Honestly, not all the time. I've often found that LTE with carrier aggregation and MIMO can have higher speeds than 5G. So something to keep in mind. But that's the first way to find out if T-Mobile has good coverage in your area. Second way, we can go to Amazon here. And the reason we're going to Amazon is Mint Mobile actually has a trial. And this trial kit, let's see, here we go. It's a starter kit. It's currently going for $1, but this kit lets you try out the network. It includes, actually the description is outdated. It says 100 texts, 100 megabytes, 100 texts, and 100 minutes. It's actually 250 texts, minutes, and 100 megabytes of data. But still, this is a way to test out the network. It's not enough in my opinion. So what I would do is if you sign up for US Mobile and you use my link, you can grab their, let's see if it's on their homepage. Nope. We gotta go to plans. You can use code Stetson for $20 off, and you can try out the $15 2.5 gig plan. This, if you use GSM LTE, uses T-Mobile for coverage. So you can check it out, see if you get good T-Mobile coverage. And the last way that I think might be the best and most convenient way is T-Mobile. Let me cut back to the main camera right now. T-Mobile has a prepaid Esim application. Wow, we really need to upgrade this camera quality. That's going to be next on the list. But prepaid eSIM application and, excuse me, voice crack there. I think I actually screenshotted this because the app is stupid and you have to like go through an actual process to bring it up. But you can activate T-Mobile prepaid eSIM on the $15 2 gig connect plan. That's going to be the move, right? eSIM, sign up instantaneously and see what the coverage and performance is like. And all T-Mobile prepaid plans will have the same coverage as Mint Mobile, so I think that's a great way to do it. All right, going through some super chats I missed, catching up. Yeah, that's how you test out T-Mobile. I would do US Mobile, I would do the Mint Mobile trial, or I would do the T-Mobile prepaid eSIM. Austin, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Great to have you joining the live stream. Thoughts on Magenta Plus compared to Magenta? Honestly, haven't been doing as much testing as I would have liked. I think it's kind of a tough call, to be honest. I think Magenta Plus is definitely better for people who need the hotspot data usage, right? Because you're getting 20 gigs as opposed to 3 gigs. I mean, the 3 gigs is kind of a joke, to be honest with you, in just regular Magenta. But it is $15 extra a month, so for a single line user, kind of expensive. And, to be, with the other plans that are available, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of, I think T-Mobile is a great value for families, especially with their international traveling and their data roaming abroad. I think that's great. They are faster in-flight Wi-Fi. I think that's great as well. But it kind of depends on what your needs are. If you don't need hotspot, Magenta is a great option. And if you do need hotspot, that's where Magenta Plus comes into play. And I wish T-Mobile had, I want to say, like, better perks with their plans, because I feel like the standard definition streaming on Netflix just isn't as good as Verizon's Disney Plus subscription, which has been great. I've been using that. And Verizon also has, with their top tier plan, Apple Music. So that's a really great value for Verizon customers on the top tier plans. And I think T-Mobile has pretty good experience. But I'd love to see them kind of improve that. And we'll see what happens. I'm excited, honestly, for their Wi-Fi, right? Their T-Mobile Wi-Fi. I think that's going to be a great option for lower or areas that don't have good broadband service. All right, let's see what people are talking about in the chat. Yeah, T-Mobile or Verizon are good networks. Edward Looney, does Mint Mobile use all of T-Mobile bands? Okay, Edward, this is honestly a great question. And I would have originally said yes without hesitation, but I had someone email me saying that apparently US Mobile wasn't using a specific band. I'm going to try and pull this up for you because I was unaware of this, to be quite honest, that I thought if a MVNO was using T-Mobile for coverage, they would have all access to the T-Mobile network, save for 5G, but let's see. Just reading through my email here. Let's see. I'm not seeing it right now, but I think there was some, like, it wasn't using some band. Here we go. So this is the quote in email. I'm going to keep it anonymous. Until last year, T-Mobile service was not competitive with Verizon or AT&T because they didn't have a low band element. However, since last year, T-Mobile activated its new 600 megahertz offering, band 71. A few minutes ago, I inquired of US Mobile if their T-Mobile offering included the T-Mobile low band 71. The representative, Mohammed, stated that US Mobile service offering incorporated T-Mobile's network does not include the use of band 71. So that's the first I'm hearing of this. But allegedly, according to this user who reached out to me, US Mobile is not using band 71. I should probably test this. But yeah, Mint Mobile, I'm assuming uses all, and I can see if I can reach out to them and get a more concrete answer for you. But I want to say yes. It sounds like US Mobile may not be using Band 71, so I'm gonna leave that as kind of a question mark. Maybe Band 71 isn't deployed for MVNOs, or maybe it's a US Mobile thing. But yeah, does anyone else have experience with this? Let me know. All right, Dennis P, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I really appreciate it. Stetson, what got you involved in YouTube, and where did the interest in cell phone plans come from? Did you work for any of the companies? Dennis P, great question. To start off, Easter egg is I actually did apply to work for a Verizon store. Believe it or not, I was just going through my email and I saw like this outbound mail, and it was just like a local. It wasn't even Verizon. It was like an iWireless third-party retailer. But I applied. Didn't work out. Didn't get it, and I never worked for them. But yeah, I basically, Dennis, to answer your question, I got involved in YouTube because I've always enjoyed creating videos since I was like 7 or 8. I got a point and shoot webcam, went around filming stuff. It was a blast. Edited in iMovie on our Mac Mini at the time, which was super slow. I don't know how I got anything done, but I guess I was a patient young kid. And then what happened was I was in high school. I was on a cheap T-Mobile plan, and I had an iPhone 5 without any cellular data. And I lasted for my freshman year, sophomore year, and I think by my junior year, I was like, all right, all my friends have cellular data. I'm getting made fun of here. I gotta up my game. I gotta get a cellular data plan. This is the next step. And then I went to look, and T-Mobile's like data plans were ridiculous, like $60, $70, $80 a month. And my parents had me on this $15 a month T-Mobile plan. And so I was like, wow, that's expensive. My parents don't want to pay for data. I'm going to find the cheapest data plan out there. And I'd like to think I'm a pretty good Googler. And so I did my research, and I discovered all these MVNOs like Cricket and US Mobile and all the others. And that's what, I realized basically that there wasn't a lot of information out there about this. I mean, there was Whistle Out, and there were some websites kind of writing about it, but it wasn't really high quality information, and it didn't answer any of my questions that I felt I was wondering about, like how to sign up, activation guides, is the coverage the same, is the network performance the same? And what happened was in high school, I basically combined these interests, where I combined my passion for creating videos with my desire to explain and test out the cell phone wireless industry. And that is how things got started. So all my old videos are up on the channel. I do not recommend you watch them because my voice is like a few octaves higher and the quality is on a very different level. But I appreciate it because I think it kind of shows how far I've grown as a video creator and online producer, and the quality in the videos and how they've changed over time. So sometimes it's cool looking back. That's how I got into it. My goal is basically to help people understand the different plans and options, to explain them, to let them know what a certain carrier is using for coverage, what the experience is like, and how to sign up if they're interested. Raul Javier, hey bro, is Mint Mobile any good in rural areas? Who owns Mint? Mint Mobile is owned by Ryan Reynolds. He has a majority stake in Mint Mobile, and they use the T-Mobile network for coverage. And what I talked about earlier on the podcast, I don't want to rehash it too much, but if you are wondering how good the T-Mobile network is in your area, what you can consider doing is, let me pull this up for you so you can just take a quick peek, is you can consider US Mobile. You can do like 1 month of their 2.5 gig plan. It's $15, comes out to closer to $20 after all taxes and fees. If you use code Stetson, then you'll get $20 of account credit and a free SIM starter kit, so that's pretty cool. The other option that you may consider that I was actually showing on the phone was if you have a phone that supports Esim, you can do T-Mobile's $15 Connect plan, right? So here's a screenshot. If you have T-Mobile Connect, you can do their 2 gig prepaid plan and try it out just to see if T-Mobile is good in your area, or you can check Root Metrics to see what the coverage is like, and that's what I recommend. Yeah, so you need to have good T-Mobile coverage in your area to use Mint Mobile. Mo switched to Mint a year ago because of your video. I met a friend 2 days ago using Visible Unlimited for $25. He was getting 200 megabits per second on iPhone 12, Apple Watch, cellular prepaid. Yeah, so Visible currently, I don't believe they support Apple Watch. And the 200 megabits per second, it all depends on location. So in some areas, visible is fantastic. In Denver, they're actually pretty great because they have servers in Denver. They're based out of, I think, Denver, Colorado, or maybe it might actually be Boulder. But they're based out of Colorado, so speeds are great here. But in some areas, visible can be quite slow, and that's just something to keep in mind. Anthony, does only Verizon have the millimeter wave tech? So millimeter wave is available to all the carriers, and all they need to do is own a chunk of frequencies in millimeter wave, and then choose to deploy that software or deploy that in their network. Verizon owns millimeter wave and has deployed it. T-Mobile owns millimeter wave frequencies and has deployed it, but in like 2 or 3 cities compared to Verizon's 20 or something. And AT&T also owns millimeter wave technology and has deployed it, but again, it's called AT&T 5G Plus, and it's in very limited cities as well. It's expensive to deploy that. That's why. Does Cricket get access to all the AT&T bands? Yeah, Cricket is owned by AT&T and uses the AT&T network for coverage. I believe Cricket does not get AT&T 5G, or you need to purchase a Cricket branded phone, and you need to have a special Cricket plan. So I would not recommend Cricket for a 5G experience on AT&T. Mohammed Hassan, been following your channel for a long time, and you're fantastic. Appreciate all your efforts. Had Mint Mobile, but service was really bad in my area. Switched to Visible, and it's much better. Mohammed, thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate it, my friend. And yeah, not every carrier works out in every area. The coverage maps vary significantly by location, and you just want to find a plan that works for you. And it's okay to switch. I've tried out and been lucky enough to have pretty good coverage on all the networks in my area. So I'm very flexible, but definitely find one that works for you. And actually, that might be kind of fun. I mean, if we head over here, RootMetrics, this is what I was using for coverage. Their map is great, and it's really fun to, test that out and see what the performance is like in your area from a map that's, I want to say, a little bit more accurate than what the carriers are putting out there. But just for comparison, let's pull this up so you can see all the United States. Can I go in one notch? This is T-Mobile based on best technology found, okay? So you can get a look at what this looks like. And now we're going to switch it to AT&T. So wow, already, I mean, T-Mobile I think had more 5G areas, but AT&T has a significantly better LTE map. So let's go back to T-Mobile. Actually, I don't know about that. I think with T-Mobile, because all the 5G areas kind of interblend, it looked like AT&T might have been bigger. Maybe it is bigger. And yeah, I think kind of in the middle or maybe Midwest of the US is where AT&T has a bit more coverage. And here's Verizon. See, Verizon just like blankets the United States, and I love it. But they also have, you can see the 5G locations are minuscule. And the reason they're so small on this map is this is Verizon's millimeter wave technology as opposed to their nationwide 5G technology. And according to Verizon's updated map, their nationwide 5G is actually in much more areas. But I don't know if RootMetrics is counting that as 5G because it is using DSS or dynamic spectrum sharing. And so Verizon's actually using the same spectrum as their LTE network. So Dennis P, great question. Thank you for the super chat. I've been super generous, and I appreciate it. Where do you see the channel going in the long term? Do you see yourself making a company like Linus from LTT with staff to alleviate your workload? Dennis, I would love to have staff to alleviate my workload. That's a great question. Ultimately, I think in the next 2 to 3 years, my ideal scenario is I'm able to hire a content writer for the website so I can translate some of my videos into blog posts and articles that can be more easily discovered on the web through Google searches, and to maybe I'd love to hire someone to do smartphone videos. Like, I think there's a really great opportunity to talk about the value that used phones give you, right? Where instead of getting a new flagship, you can get a gently used flagship for a fraction of the cost, switch to an off-contract provider, and save a ton of money on service. And I think, you run into these like, how do the old phones work in 2020 or 2021? Like, what is the experience like using an iPhone 8 in 2020? Or maybe doing like an older Samsung phone review in 2020. So I'd love to have someone focus on smartphones. I can continue focusing on the cell phone plans, and then maybe like a web designer or something. But yeah, I think I find it challenging to try and find people, and like just the hiring process, I just feel overwhelmed about, to be honest with you. It's, I think, a big commitment to bring someone on and to figure out what's an appropriate way to compensate them and all of that. But it's something I'm actively thinking about and would love to definitely bring some more faces to the channel. Eli, Stetson, what data plan is the best for having the fastest 4G LTE network besides any other prepaid or postpaid carriers on the network? I'm not sure I understand the second half of that question, but the first half, I think, we're looking at Verizon's network here, and if we just do by fastest data speed found, I think, honestly, Verizon typically ranks number 1 in terms of their 4G LTE and what performance they're able to offer. And what's cool is if we go to Root Metrics, they actually have root score reports, right? So, you can find your city, let's say Scranton, Pennsylvania, for example, and you can see Verizon is the winner in this location, where Root Metrics is giving them a rating of 96.7 based on their network reliability, their call performance, their network accessibility, network speed, data performance, and things like that. So I would honestly maybe look at a few cities in your location to see what would be best for you. And it really does vary based on location. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. You can look at a lot of different areas and have very different results. Overall, I do feel like Verizon kind of won the LTE race or competition, so to speak. Like, I think Verizon built out an extraordinarily robust LTE network, and typically they offer better coverage and better performance in more areas than not. So that's my answer for you there, but check coverage maps, see what it looks like in your area. Progamesian, appreciate the application to work on the phone things. Yeah, Logan, I still use my Galaxy S7. Still works great. Sometimes I think of upgrading, but then it's probably not even worth it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Logan, what you could consider is upgrading to like a Galaxy S9 or S10 at this point. Really great deal. I mean, I'm down to just quickly take a look at that. If we hop over to the computer, I'm a big fan of Swappa. And full disclosure, like, I'm part of Swappa's affiliate program, but I've been using them well before I actually joined their website is going wonk there. Well before I joined their affiliate program, I was using them to both buy and sell smartphones. I've done like maybe 15 completed listings at this point. But yeah, if you go to phone, actually, it's going to be faster to search. We're going to put in, actually, it's a suggested search, Samsung Galaxy S9. You can see unlocked starting at as low as $215, and you can go to, here's one for $249. Let's just see. You can kind of see what this condition is. But yeah, if you're looking for a gently used Galaxy S9, that could be a great upgrade. And you can find them for a very reasonable price on Swappa, $250. I think that's a great value. Yeah, Max Tech, I kind of agree. Swappa app, I feel like their website is very well mobile optimized though. So I'm not necessarily sure an app would be better. It's like kind of having a Best Buy app, like, or an Amazon app. Sometimes I feel like the website is better. I don't necessarily need more apps on my phone. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Swappa. You can check them out. They are linked in the description, I believe, and they're a good site for finding gently used tech and honestly some really great deals. Mo Sadik, what is the best way to sell my iPhone XS? When do I know it's the right time to sell an iPhone XS? I have the 256 gig since 2 years now. Well, that all depends. It's up to you. I would say that if you're looking to sell, I would probably, to get the most value out of your phone, there's two approaches. I would suggest considering you sell every year. I actually did this. So iPhone 11, I bought on launch day, used it for 12 months, and then sold it in August or maybe September, like right before the new iPhone 12 event. And the net cost, I bought it in New Hampshire, so there's no sales tax. I got the baseline model. It was, I think, $700. I sold it for maybe $585 or something like that, and it cost me $116 net to own that phone for 1 year. So I owned an iPhone 11. It cost me $116 for 1 year. However, if you own it for 3 years, that's when your resale value is much lower, but you've gotten 3 years of use out of your phone. And that's I think the sweet spot. I actually did a video on this. Best time to upgrade your phone. I think about 3 years can be the sweet spot, or maybe every year. But yeah, if you like it and it works for you, the longer you hold on to it is typically the better value you get if you don't want to sell every year. And if you do sell, Facebook Marketplace is decent. I mentioned I'm a big fan of Swappa. I would suggest you consider them. And OC Buyback is the other one. Actually, I have a video that I'm working on that I don't even want to promise I'm going to finish at this point, but it's the best place to sell your phone. And it's either OC Buyback, Swappa, or sometimes if a carrier offers a trade-in value. Like in my analysis of the best trade-in values for iPhone 12, Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile were giving excellent values for older phones, to the point where it was almost cheaper to buy one of these phones off Swappa and use that device as your trade-in device. It was crazy. So something to consider. Dennis B, you bring up a good point. The problem with older phones is lack of software support, as well as the fact that mid-range phones have become very competitive recently. So this is like, I'm not gonna take any side here, but I would be very curious to see a more thorough comparison of, let's say, a 1 or 2 year old flagship versus a modern day mid-tier phone. Because personally, like in my mind, the flagship phones were designed for peak performance to deliver the best camera experience, the best software experience that that company had to offer at that time. And I think the best of the best, even 1 or 2 years old, could compete reasonably well with something that is a mid-tier phone. And I'd just be curious. Like, I'd love to have content on the channel comparing those types of things. And I will say iPhones have been spectacular at software support. And Samsung is like the Android space for used phones. That is super valid. Android phones, unfortunately, haven't been seeing as regular updates as I would have liked, and maybe some other users would have liked as well. That's good. The other big thing is battery. And sometimes the battery of an older, gently used phone isn't as good, and you may need to replace it, and that could be an added cost. But still, I think a 1 year old device, like an iPhone 11 Pro, for example. Here, I'll just throw this up. Just to consider, this was a $1,000 phone when it launched, and you can currently buy it for $600. So, would you rather get an iPhone, it could be an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 11 Pro for less? And this is just something like, I don't know. The iPhone 11 Pro has the deep fusion. It's got the telephoto lens. It's got very similar quality. You don't have 5G, but I don't know. I would love to see comparisons on that. I think that's interesting content that, no one's really doing, right? Because I feel like everyone who does all the new phone comparisons, they do the new phone versus last year's phone. Like, they do the comparisons that no one cares about. Like, all right, an iPhone 11 Pro versus the iPhone 12 Pro. Like, if you have an 11 Pro, you're either upgrading immediately because you love Apple and you don't have to think about it. Like, those people aren't wondering if they should upgrade. It's the people with a 10S or a 10R or a iPhone 8 Plus that are like, is now the time to upgrade? And like, those are the comparisons I feel like we should see, and I would love to have those questions be answered. Yeah, Dennis. Yeah, I respect that. I think it would be interesting to see what happens. Like, take maybe Pixel 2 or Pixel 3 versus Pixel 3a or Pixel 4a, and just consider the price point. Like, what you can get for $400 right now is kind of crazy. Like a Galaxy S10, for example, right? And would you rather get a Galaxy S10 or a Pixel 4a? You know, something to consider. Some thoughts. I don't know what the best choice would be at this point, but I would love to see that. Yeah, Mo, great point. You can get an iPhone 11 Pro and an Apple Watch Series 6 with the price difference. Like that's the kind of thing that I feel like isn't as visible to consumers. Like you can get a much better experience. You pick up it doesn't have to be a Pro. It could be gently used iPhone 11 with an Apple Watch that could also be gently used with some AirPod Pros for the cost of a new iPhone 12 Pro. Like that's what I'm saying. I just think there's a great opportunity to really build like a value package that I would love to talk about and would love to see. Ronnie, if I use your referral link, can I get an extra discount on top of Mint's promos? So my current affiliate link in the video description will not offer any additional discounts. But let me see if I'll drop in. Let me see if I can do this right now. I have to go to the Mint mobile app and I'll get my personal referral link for you. And I think you get like $5 to $15 off or something like that. Let me check what the app actually says. So refer a friend. I'll read you verbatim what it says if you're curious. Oh, it's not loading. Oh, we gotta pop my Wi-Fi back on. Yeah, if a comparison would be made, I think one thing to talk about is repairability scoring. Most used phones would probably need a battery replaced. Dennis, I think that's an excellent point. I will say, and I haven't done the research on this, but I guess the question I'm asking is, would it be worth getting a used phone and some sort of insurance policy that would cover that? Like, would that be the way to go? And I think Swappa, they offer something, but I honestly don't know if it covers batteries because sometimes those are considered consumable, and it wouldn't necessarily count that. Vincent D, yes, Pixels are basically the Apple of Android. I agree with you. I mean, Google's had a great software, and all of their Pixel phones use the same camera. Just throwing that out there. It just comes down to image processing with the new processors that they're using. So here we go. So for anyone interested in Mint Mobile, I'll put my personal referral link below that you can check out. And it says, join me on Mint Mobile. Okay. Plans start at $15. Use my unique link and you'll get $15 added to your Mint account, and I'll get free Mint too. Yeah. So I get, I think like whatever, $15 as well, but let me copy this. I'll put it in the chat, and I'll probably toss it in the description as well. I don't earn, like if you use this link, I don't earn from the affiliate link, but I'm helping you guys out, and that's totally cool with me. So that is the Mint link. And let me see if I can go to the description. Let me go to the YouTube studio and throw that in for you while it's copied to my clipboard. Live currently. It's definitely weird going into your analytics on YouTube and seeing your video live, but I'll put it right below the show more. Get $15. And it may take a while for that credit to apply. All right, I just updated the description. But there you go. That should work for you. $15 of credit. Ooh, Kevin Hernandez. I have an iPhone 6s. Kevin, I had an iPhone 6s in my senior year of high school. I was so excited. It was my upgrade to the iPhone 5. What do you think would be a good upgrade from that? Well, Kevin, it depends on your budget, what you're looking for. I would say if you're looking for more of a value option, I would consider an iPhone 10s. So I just sold mine, and I think you can get a pretty good deal on them. Let's see. Oops, spelling iPhone wrong. iPhone XS unlocked. These are starting at, looks like 360 is the cheapest. These are in fair condition. We want to find that in good condition, 398 gadget picks. So we can just take a look. This happens to be a gold one that I clicked on, but you can see, looks like it's in pretty good condition. Let's see if we can find the battery health. That's the other thing. Doesn't look like battery health was photographed. Ooh, it might have been that one. Maximum capacity, 83%. So that's where maybe this does need a battery replacement, or maybe you want to get an insurance policy that would cover it. But $400, I think, is a very reasonable upgrade. And I think the XS performs admirably well. I honestly couldn't tell you a speed difference between the XS and the 12. You know what occurred to me? I was using a XS, and the only reason I upgraded to the 12, specifically the 12 Pro, was I wanted slightly better cameras, and I needed 5G for my YouTube channel. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, if the 12 Pro didn't have 5G, I probably wouldn't have upgraded. I probably didn't need it. That's the truth. Max Tech Studio, Stetson, what do you think of the M1 Max? I would love to talk about those more on my personal channel, but they don't really tie in. So quick thoughts here. I think I'm excited about them. I think it's awesome. My most exciting feature for me is that they will be able to run iPhone apps natively. I think that's going to be awesome. Like a dedicated Reddit app on my Mac. Yes, please sign me up. And I think to Linus Tech Tips, he had a great point that really it's a beta product. Like these first generation M1 Max are a beta product. And it's really, in all essence, it's an iPad, right, that's running Mac OS, because iPads are using Apple Silicon. So these new Macs running Apple Silicon are basically iPads running Mac OS. So I think we have to wait and see. And yeah, those are my current thoughts. I think they're going to be epic, and I think it's an excellent long-term strategy for Apple. There are definitely use cases where the older Intel processors make way more sense. I think the 16 gigs of RAM can be a limitation for some applications, but overall, I think you're getting really good value with these Macs if you need a laptop. You just want to make sure your apps work, and it depends on what your use case is. D Bop Bop on do not buy a 4G phone in 2020. You know, I feel like that I feel like 5G is a couple years out. So if you buy a used phone like the iPhone XS, that's LTE, you use it for a couple years, then in 2 years, the iPhone 12 will literally be $400 or something like that. Then you can upgrade and you'll get millimeter wave 5G and everything like that. I don't know. I think that's like a very affordable option, right? So something to consider. Random Man, what are your thoughts on Google Fi? Okay, fun fact. I'm actually signed up for Google Fi. I've been signed up for probably a year and a half now, spending way too much money on it because I was like, all right, the Pixel, what was it? It was like the Pixel 4a, or maybe it was even the 3a came out, and I was like, all right, Pixel 3 on Google Fi. That's going to be the video. Signed up, just haven't made it. So quick thoughts right now. I think Google Fi is actually expensive. Like they got expensive. They use a combination of T-Mobile, Sprint, and US Cellular for coverage. And now that Sprint and T-Mobile have merged, I don't think there's a big difference between going with T-Mobile directly, which is now basically using T-Mobile and Sprint, and going with Google Fi. So I think that advantage Google Fi had has sort of been leveled. It's been removed in the playing field. And then I think Google Fi is expensive. It's $30 for 1 gig of data on Google Fi, right? Unlimited talk text, 1 gig of data, $30. Mint Mobile, $30 gets you 35 gigs of data. That is with Mint Mobile's bulk pricing model, of course, but yeah, I think if Google Fi reduced, here's my pitch for Google Fi if you're listening. They make their unlimited talk and text, instead of being $20 a month, that becomes $10 a month. Unlimited talk and text, $10 a month. And then every gigabyte is $5. So all of a sudden you can get 2 gigs for 20, 2.5 gigs for 25, 3 gigs for 30. I think that's still not as competitive as some of the other options, but I think it's a much better value than what Google Fi is currently doing. So that's my take. Also, Google Fi, if you go on Reddit, unfortunately, I don't know what's happening, but I'm seeing a lot of users report bad user experiences. So yeah, I think Google Fi, is just, they're not as good as I feel like they used to be. And for some people, that can be great. If you're a lower user, they can be awesome. I think Ting is kind of in the same boat where if you're a lower user, Ting can be awesome, but yeah. Mo Sadik, I touched on Xfinity Mobile earlier. Basically, hotspot services can be cool, but I feel that the Verizon rep in the store was talking about the profile that your phone uses. So let me see if I can pull this up. In your settings, right? General about. You can see the carrier. So you see, I don't know if any of this information is important. My IMEI, I probably should cover that up. Maybe I can oh man, that's gonna hurt my wrist. All right, I'm not gonna show you, but in the settings, you can see it says carrier, and mine currently says Ultra/Mint Mobile 43.0, and that is the carrier profile that is installed on the iPhone. Xfinity Mobile's carrier profile uses settings that causes the phone to prioritize connecting to Xfinity Mobile hotspots, and it's that constant connecting and disconnecting from the Xfinity Mobile hotspots that can potentially cause lower performance, where all of a sudden your phone will have service and then it'll be switching service, your calls may drop, the quality of your data connection may slow down, things like that. So I think it's reasonable. Their family plans are awesome, but I haven't tested it personally. I just think that it may not be as robust of an experience as possible. David Hall, I think great point. Yeah, if Google Fi got an agreement with AT&T, dynamite. I would love that. Vishnu, Red Pocket versus Mint, which is better? I think price-wise, both are very similar, but from the experience, right now I can tell you Mint Mobile has an infinitely better application, a way better activation process, a way better experience of signing up and getting activated. Red Pocket's account feels like it was hacked together. I mean, maybe I can show you. Red Pocket. Let me just log in first. Ooh, they're doing a promo on the iPhone 12 mini. Maybe it's a good one. I'll include it in my deal. All right, here we go. Let's slap this on. So this is my Red Pocket account. All right, we got a pop-up. We are not going to be joining the email. But yeah, you can see the two lines I have. Renewal dates. Actually, all right, I have until December 5th to try and review that. But these are my two lines. Doesn't, like, the dashboard is weird where it's like manage family plan. All right. Okay, now, wait, the UI just changed. Okay, that changed a lot, actually. Refer a friend, and we just lost the navigation. Like, I have to use the back button. That's a little weird. Special offers. These are phones. It's just not a good experience right now. And then here's another add a line button. What? All right, and then if I click into one of my plans, you can see it checks as the AT&T plan. Status active. It says SIM number. Device ID. There's a pencil mark, but you can't click on the pencil mark, okay? So that's a little weird. Upgrade now. Yeah, so I don't know. This is just visually cluttered. It's not. And then add a line, get manage add-ons. I just don't feel like it's as good as it could be. Okay, you see that too? Like, that's another. It looks like we have top navigation, manage profile, event history. But then if you click on activate, like, that top navigation is gone. Like, what is happening right now? So I think they're not as good as Mint Mobile in terms of account and experience and things like that. Abraham, I think, let me see that. Do you know when Mint Mobile 3 Plus? Yeah, so, yeah, I'll cover that right now, actually. So if we go to Mint and we just have to select a plan. I'm going to click view details on the unlimited plan. See details. These are the terms and conditions. Offer is valid through Best Buy, January 2nd, and for all other services on, January 4th. And as another user has commented, you get 45 days to activate the SIM card. So if you order this SIM card, right, I actually have one here so I can pull it up, but this is the SIM kit you're getting, okay, and this comes with a SIM card, and the SIM card's preloaded with service. I use this SIM card, so it's in my phone, but you get the activation kit. You have 45 days from when you order this to activate it. So you can wait. Honestly, the latest possible would be you wait until January maybe 3rd, so you don't want to risk it. But you wait until January 3rd, then you get 45 days after that. So that would put you in like February 15th-ish, something like that, before you can activate as the latest. So that's it. David Hall, yeah, Google Fi has good name recognition. I think if they improved their customer service and support, that would go a long way. TomTom, that's an interesting thought, an interesting idea. I think Red Pocket does kind of occupy that super low data usage. But yeah, maybe I'll send it over. I think Mint Mobile is trying to make it as easy as possible to sign up, and so they just have as few choices as possible, right? And that's just the move for them. Chris Wees, how do I feel about Esim? I think Esim is the future. I'm super excited about it. I wish more carriers used it. I do not understand the hesitation. I mean, it would basically transform the industry where you could spike the churn rates if it's super easy to sign up for things. But Esim is absolutely the future. I think carriers just need to get on it and embrace it. And it's kind of embarrassing. Like, I remember I signed up for AT&T on Esim to travel abroad, and they mailed me a physical card with a QR code. Like, what? Why? They should have emailed me that. So Esim is the future. Carriers need to make it the future and stop being old and lazy and stuck in their ways. That's my opinion. Dennis P. A common trend I have noticed with MVNOs is the lack of physical stores for support as well as features. Has this ever been a major problem for you? Dennis, that's a great question. No, it has not been a major problem. I find that the MVNOs I've been testing, they have online support and online chat. And I will say this does vary wildly, right? Most times, I'm like very into this. So most times I'm able to solve the issues. But sometimes I do reach out to support. The carriers I've tested that have had great support are Ting. They've had fantastic support. Mint Mobile's had pretty good support from my experience chatting with support representatives. Although I do remember it was a couple years ago, I had to get my account number and PIN, and it was just like a 20-minute on the phone hold to go through the Ultra Mobile system. Mint Mobile fixed that, thankfully, with their updated application. You can now chat just like it's a texting-based chat, so you're not on hold or whatever, and that's super easy. But yeah, it hasn't really been a problem for me. US Mobile customer support has been great as well. And yeah, I think honestly, like, support experiences can be so hit or miss, even with the major providers when you walk in store. Like my grandfather, he used Verizon, right? Walked into a Verizon store, sales rep upsold him on a free tablet. Little did he know, he was paying an extra $10 a month for that tablet. So it wasn't free at all. It might have even been $15 a month. But yeah, it's that kind of experience where, yes, for a lot of people, they just have this association that going to a store is how you get support. But sometimes the stores are franchised, so they're not corporate stores. They don't provide as good of an experience, and the representatives don't have as much authority to override things or to fix situations. And I'd say it's hard to gauge what percentage of people have the positive versus poor experiences, because people with poor experiences tend to be way more vocal about it. But there's definitely a fair share of poor experiences with the major providers as well as MVNOs. So it can be hit or miss. The lack of physical stores has personally never been a problem for me, and I appreciate the extra savings that MVNOs offer. Bernie Beltran Munaz, I hope I pronounced that closely to correct. Hello, my friend, and I appreciate your comment. I'm glad you and your family have been enjoying my channel. Max Tech Studios, if I made my MVNO, what would it be like? I honestly don't know if I can make my own MVNO, because if I were to review it, it would just be so insanely biased, right? Like, okay, yeah, the Stetson MVNO, it's not good. We really messed up. You should just go with US Mobile or Mint Mobile or something like that. So if I were to review it, it'd have to be like a glowing review. I think I would want my MVNO to combine the US Mobile experience, right, with the account dashboard, the data usage analytics, so that experience with the pricing model of Mint Mobile, I feel like, because Mint Mobile is just so affordable. And I would want all taxes and fees to be included. Like, what you see would be what you pay. I would want to support Esim. I would want to, have options for international roaming and things like that. But the truth is, when you're creating an MVNO, like, you have to sign agreements with the major carriers, Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, and they can be really restrictive because the way it works is your MVNO you sign a contract basically to drive a certain amount of revenue for that parent network. So if, let's say I use T-Mobile for coverage, I would sign a contract with T-Mobile. Hey, I commit to bringing you $75 million in revenue in 5 to 10 years or something like that. And yeah, that's that's a lot of money. And T-Mobile can often restrict what features I can use. Like, oftentimes it's not up to me if I can support eSIM or not. Like, it's ridiculous. It's such a, in my opinion, antiquated industry in some way. But those are some things. TomTom, I have no idea how many subscribers Mint Mobile has. I should know that because I'm in the industry, but I have no idea. Yeah, James, I was on hold with Verizon for over 90 minutes. Yeah, it's been really terrible. And sometimes I feel like I can't even get a hold of AT&T. Like, I go to their website, the chat bot, just there's no option to click a chat. There's no, like, can't initiate a live chat. So I feel like I have to call, and then you're on hold for an undetermined amount of time. I mean, this should be a fixable problem, right? Where you call in, it's like, hey, there's a queue. We'll give you a call back when the queue is open and it's your turn. And you just press a button, and then you go about your day, and you get a call back. That's how it should be. I will say, pro tip for everyone out there, Twitter, okay? The carrier support on Twitter. T-Mobile's Twitter account, fantastic. Verizon's help Twitter account, medium, to be honest with you. It's been medium for me. And then AT&T, also just hit them up on Twitter. What is great about Twitter, you ask? Well, it's because it can be asynchronous. You can have your question, and if it's not time sensitive, you can send it in Twitter, and then some representative, like 3 hours later, will shoot you a response. And that is how you get answers to your questions without having to waste your own time. So something worth bringing up is security with these MVNOs. What measures do providers like Mint use to protect you from port out scams, for example? Dennis, first of all, super appreciate all your support in this live stream. It's been really tremendous. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I think that is honestly a great point. To my knowledge, this has been brought up on Reddit a couple of times. The truth is I have less experience and expertise in it, but I don't believe Mint is really doing too much in terms of protecting you from port out scams. Currently, like, the way I had to get my account number is you initiate a chat and they send you an SMS authentication code. And so let's say someone is trying to do a SIM swap attack on your account. They would already need access to your SIM card in order to get the credentials to port it out. And I believe they changed it because I think Mint had like a generic port out pin, and I believe they've changed that. But there is a carrier that has like really good security. Let me see if I can quickly bring it up for you. Because this poor guy, he was messaging me on Twitter, and he was like, yeah, I was subject to a SIM swap attack multiple times. And so he created this MVNO that's really geared towards protecting that. It's called Efani. Let me pull that up. I don't know if it's good. What I do know, here, I'll show you. This is the website. So secure and private cell phone service. And what they're doing is what they're calling, these marketing terms, not mine, military grade protection. They're using 11 layers of client-side integrity and authentication protection to guarantee any unauthorized access into your account. Privacy, your telephone number isn't attached to your personal information. Everything is encrypted and classified. $5 million of insurance coverage and 24/7 concierge support. So the guy who started Anafi, unfortunately, was subject to SIM swapping hacks and wanted to stop that. And so that's why he created this site. It uses Verizon for coverage, but you can see it's expensive, $100 a month. So you're paying for that sort of more peace of mind and security. And for some people, maybe that's worth it. Personally, I know Verizon, they made it so that you have a setting in your account to like block or like lock your number and prevent it from being ported. So that's great. I wish MVNOs maybe did that or had an option to do it. I think the truth is it's a less of a problem for a lot of people. I don't feel like SIM swapping is too bad. I could be off base with this too. I could be totally wrong, but yeah, I'd be curious if you guys have experience. So Leobardo, any cheap unlimited plus data plus hotspot on the Verizon network other than Visible? Short answer, nope. Visible is the best and only truly unlimited plan on the Verizon network that offers true unlimited hotspot data. Verizon's plans, I guess, do have unlimited hotspot data, but they will cap, I believe, at 1.5 megabits per second after you use them. So, yeah. It's challenging if you want that unlimited hotspot data. Fewer options available for sure. Real Fix, welcome to the live stream. It's great to have you here. I greatly appreciate you coming in to tune in. Mark Allen, is Visible deprioritized? Mark, it absolutely is deprioritized. The way it works is on Verizon, you have QCI values, and QCI is kind of another way of saying data priority level. And they're ranked from like 1 through, I think like 10 or something like that. But Verizon postpaid, to give you an idea, is ranked at 8, and prepaid is ranked at 9. So the prepaid and Visible are lower, and that's why. It's a huge issue, especially for banks. Oh, wait, excuse me. So Dennis, it's a huge issue, especially since most banks require two-factor authentication. T-Mobile does a very poor job. For example, I had for them to require physical ID in store. Interesting. I'm not sure how I would evaluate that if I was reviewing a carrier, but that could be important. I guess I haven't had too many issues, but I also, yeah. So that's an interesting point. Yeah, with any two-factor authentication, I try and use the app. So I'm using Authy as my two-factor authentication app, and I try and avoid the SMS-based ones. And I know people say that sometimes SMS-based authentication doesn't work with Google Voice, but I've like totally 100% been using it with Google Voice, and it's been great. So for the ones that I've used, it works for me. Metro by T-Mobile. Metro by T-Mobile can be great for family plans, and they offer some decent perks. But I think for individual users, that's where I'd go Mint Mobile. Trenton, if you have issues signing up with Visible, I have a video that kind of walks through the activation guide that you could consider checking out. And hopefully that helps answer any questions you may have about it. But I will say that you may want to reach out to Visible on Twitter or their support for anything like that. I know sometimes they do have activations because they are using kind of newer technology. Interesting. Undecided. You said that Verizon. Yeah, okay. I'll read the comment. You said that Verizon isn't good for people with one line. If you have FiOS and the Verizon Visa card, it's worth it. That's interesting. What makes it worth it? I mean, I don't want to spend too much time researching on air, but that's an interesting consideration to make. Often I feel that Verizon's plans can be expensive for individuals, but I'm presuming the Verizon Visa card gives you a good discount, especially if you pair it with their home internet. Ronnie, what happens with Mint or other MVNOs if you forget to renew your plan to use their number? Ronnie, this is a great question, kind of an interesting point. So when I sign up for a postpaid account on Verizon or T-Mobile, and let's say, all right, I'm done with the account. I don't want to pay my bill. Like I just want it to cancel and be done with. Okay. They don't actually do that. Like the plan is active until I call in or go to a store and be like, hey, will you please cancel my plan? Whereas with prepaid, what I love about it is if I'm done with a carrier or plan and I don't need it anymore, I can just let it expire. So if you forget to renew your plan, typically there's a grace period. I don't want to say maybe it's like 30 to 45 days where your number will be held onto, and then you could renew your plan and get the number back. But after a certain period of time, then that number will just be recycled and available for another user. So typically what I suggest is you enable autopay. You typically get some sort of autopay discount with most carriers if you choose to do that. And then you know that your plan will always be active and will have you'll have service and you won't lose your number. But you'll also typically get like text message alerts or email alerts as well if your plan's up for renewal and you haven't done that. I also avoid SMS, but plenty of sites, companies don't have that adopted yet. As an example, Xfinity, they only support SMS. It's easy for you to pull off. Interesting. You know, Dennis, maybe this is a bigger deal. And that's, it's a very valid point that your account should be secure. And maybe if you feel that, that's when it makes sense to go with a postpaid carrier, where I know Verizon allows you to lock it down. It sounded like T-Mobile wasn't as good, but I'm pretty sure they enabled a setting very similar to that. Let me see. I think it's just called number lock. Yeah, here we go. Oh, page not found. Nice. Way to go, T-Mobile. All right, I'm honestly not sure. Maybe it's just Verizon. Maybe okay, 2 years ago, it looks like there is a Reddit thread that you can add a separate PIN to your account for porting, and that would be separate from your account PIN. So maybe you can do that. Maybe that's a good video, like diving into what the different options are to secure your account and make sure you're not as susceptible to SIM swapping hacks, to try and help people keep people safe. Nightcore, yeah. Visible eSIM is coming soon. Wi-Fi calling broken on some devices. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. Ronnie, yes. So this is actually really cool. Let me see if I can pull this up. For those of you who don't know, while I'm pulling this up, Mint Mobile on November 9th, I believe, they announced Unlimited. So this is unlimited spelled with mint in it. Unlimited. And Ryan Reynolds had a home video. It looked like he was shot on a webcam, honestly. I thought they would have higher production quality for that. But what it was is that basically when you sign up for the unlimited plan, at the end of your 3 months, Mint would look at your usage and evaluate it and say, hey, you only used 5 gigs of data per month. Instead of signing up for the unlimited plan again, why don't you switch to this cheaper, more affordable plan, such as our 8 gig plan for just $20 a month? Save some money. And so that's really cool. And the secret is Mint has actually been doing this for a while. And I need to see. Looking through my email inbox, and yeah, I have too many emails. Here we go. Perfect. I think I can show this. Let me check. Just made sure it was okay. Yep, we're good. So 1 second, chat, and I'll get back to you. Check this out. So Mint Mobile, when you're a customer, after every month, they will actually email you. I marked the message as important. Well, maybe it is. Keep on no bill chilling. And so I'm on the 3 gig plan. My stats, thankfully not my personal number. Got a little minor heart attack there. But they tell you your data usage. So I used 4.28 gigs month 1, 0.02 gigs month 2, average monthly data usage 2.15 gigs. So Mint Mobile has been doing this. They let their customers know their average data usage so you can choose a more affordable plan. I love that. I think that's an amazing feature, and they're doing this with their unlimited plan. So anyone who thinks that they need unlimited and signs up for Mint Mobile's unlimited plan, and it turns out they only need 10 gigs of data per month, or maybe even less, maybe only 5 gigs of data per month, then Mint will suggest they switch to another plan. All right. Switching to Esim. Cornuts FN. Can you please answer, why should I switch to Esim? What are the pros and cons against the big carriers? They give higher speeds like Verizon 5G with speeds of 500 to 1,000. My current understanding is there should not be a difference between using Esim with using a physical SIM card. Now, maybe I'm mistaken on this. Maybe I need to test that out. But I don't believe there should be a difference in 5G or 4G LTE connectivity between the two. One thing I will say is if you're using an iPhone 12, the 5G capabilities, like you can only have one active plan at a time, basically. Like you could have two active plans, eSIM and physical SIM, but on iPhone 12, as of right now, you will not be able to use 5G. You will need either one SIM card that will be able to use 5G or one eSIM plan, and that will be able to use 5G, I believe. But as of right now, you can't have both. And the perk of using eSIM kind of goes both ways. So if your main number is on eSIM, that leaves the physical SIM slot on the side. Wait, it's on the other side. They moved it around on me. That leaves the physical slot open for another plan where you can get coverage on two networks. And this is great if you travel abroad. You can land in a foreign country, sign up for a plan, pop the new SIM card into your phone, be good to go. The other way to do this is actually to have your main number on your SIM card, which is what most people do, and then you can add an international data plan via eSIM. And US Mobile actually has a great option for this. So let me pull them up, and I can kind of show you what I mean, where if you keep your eSIM free, you can go and you can add an international eSIM plan. And here is US Mobile's website, and you can see international roaming in 140 countries. You do need an eSIM compatible phone, but yeah, you can pick whatever country you're interested in. Let's see, Germany. You can get a gig for $5 for 30 days, and you can get 5 gigs for $15. That's super affordable. A great option to consider for international roaming. And you can see their rates right here and how much you get. They actually include international roaming with their unlimited plans, which is pretty cool. So that is one case to keep your eSIM free and use it for international data plans, or maybe getting a data-only add-on via eSIM and keeping your personal number on a physical SIM card. And the reverse is also true. Like maybe it's easier to keep your personal number on eSIM, and then you can add in a physical SIM card when you travel abroad or things like that. But I think at the moment, I think people have realized that eSIM is more optimized for the international plans. High Vision, thank you so much for your super chat. I super appreciate it. Switch to Mint. I can send. They receive text messages, but can't receive text messages. Use APN settings for Mint. Do you have working APN settings? So my understanding with Mint is on Android, I believe it just pulls the default fast.tmobile.com APN settings. So I would give those a try. Do a restart. You may consider resetting your network settings as well and seeing if those work. So what I would do is probably, in order of operation, I would reset your network settings. This will erase all your Wi-Fi passwords, by the way. Hopefully that's not too big of a deal, but do your network reset. Go in, and once the network has been reset, enter the fast.tmobile.com APN settings, and that's pretty easy Google search. You can find that. Enter those, reboot, and then I would try it. If for whatever reason you feel like you're still having issues, I would reach out to Mint Mobile on Reddit. There's a user called u/MintMobileAlex. It's actually a team of people at Mint Mobile that really take pride in helping individuals like yourself get these kinds of things resolved, because they do not want any kind of issues like this happening. They want everyone to have a very positive experience on Mint Mobile. And, a lot of things aren't yes, I'm sure Mint Mobile to some degree is involved in this, but sometimes it's like weird settings or something like that, or could even be a T-Mobile thing sometimes. Aaron Queen, what of the big three does Mint use? Mint Mobile uses T-Mobile for coverage. And if you go back, I don't even know. I wish I had timestamps for this. But at one point during this episode of the live stream, I talked about how to test out how to test out the T-Mobile network in your area. And I would suggest either Mint Mobile's trial kit on Amazon. I would suggest either US Mobile, which we were just talking about. They have a 2.5 gig plan for $15. And you could also consider, what was the other one? Oh, T-Mobile on Esim. So that's it. Undecided. Oh, this is back to the Verizon via AutoPay. Awesome. So 15 off wireless and 15 off Fios. So it's $100 credit on wireless spread over 2 years with Verizon Via as AutoPay, 10 Verizon dollars with Verizon Vita. So I feel like there's a lot going on here. I'm going to try and unpack it. So you're getting $15 off Verizon Wireless and $15 off Fios, and you're getting $100 credit over 2 years. That's a little bit under $5 a month, but for easy math, we're going to call it $5 a month. Is the $100 credit, is it the same as the $10 Verizon dollars with Verizon Visa? Or is it different? I'll benefit of the doubt. I'll say it's you get 10 Verizon dollars with Verizon Visa. So it looks like you're getting $30, $35, $45 off in. I'm gonna bundle that as like Verizon points, so to speak. But yeah, that's pretty reasonable. And you know, you need home internet anyway, so I guess if it's only a little bit more extra for the home or for the wireless, that's reasonable. I would say, like, would it be cheaper to get Visible for $25 a month though, and then also get Verizon Fios? Like, I don't know. Like, I would want to look into that and just see how those two add up over time and what the comparison ends up being. And I will, like, you can't deny Verizon service. It's postpaid service. It's great experience, great value, but sometimes going with prepaid can be a better value. Yeah, Aaron Queen, Visible can be very deprioritized, 100%. That is probably the biggest issue with them right now. I don't know if it's an issue, but it's something just to know about. Like, if the Verizon network is congested in your area, that is 100% a real thing, real issue. Yeah, as an interesting fact, Sprint customers can choose to migrate their account to T-Mobile. I did that with my Sprint account, but that was I feel like I'm getting overbilled. So I would do it at the end of a billing cycle, like right at the end, because I did it in the middle, and I had to pay the full month for Sprint, and then I also had to pay a full month for T-Mobile, and I think they billed me twice. I should probably call them, but it's one of those things. Any truly unlimited plans left? KMK0, great question. Visible is truly unlimited. Many of the postpaid and prepaid plans are truly unlimited. Let me rephrase that. Many of the postpaid plans from major providers do offer truly unlimited data, but you will be deprioritized after a certain point. And then most of the prepaid plans are already deprioritized. And then the other thing to note is that some of the prepaid plans owned by the major networks will offer unlimited data, but that is deprioritized. So there's actually an unlimited section on my website that I try and outline. You know, when I start the podcast, this title screen will make way more sense, but for now, bestphoneplans.net is the website, and there's an unlimited page that has all the unlimited plans. Whoa. Okay, Nikor Kwan. Visible is currently super slow, 0.01 megabits per second in rural area. Now I'm switching to US Mobile. Nikor Kwan, I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't think US Mobile is actually going to be faster because it has the same priority level as Visible. The things that US Mobile have going for it is that US Mobile, it doesn't have, so Visible has two servers. One is in Colorado, which is why I get great performance, and one is in New Jersey, which is why people on the East Coast can get pretty good performance as well. whereas US Mobile uses the actual Verizon network, and they don't have that issue. So US Mobile will get lower pings, which means lower latency, and can have better performance for like gaming, but both have the same data priority level. So if you're in an area where the Verizon network is congested or deprioritized, you're going to be getting slow speeds regardless if you choose US Mobile or Visible. And I actually did a data speed test kind of putting those head to head. And yeah, Grayson B, thank you so much for stopping in, my friend. Great to have you here. Yeah, I started this 2 hours ago on the dot and then just didn't stop talking. And so here we are. I'm exhausted. That's the truth. So I guess I'll try and take a few more questions and then call it an evening. And then, try and get some great sleep, and some exciting things are happening tomorrow. Eyebrow raise. Get excited for it. Okay, Anthony Fung, which app do you use to check which bands you are currently connected to? 2 ways to do this. I will see if I can share this on the live stream. So if you're an iPhone user, it is obnoxiously challenging to figure out. And let me see if I can do this. So it is, you have to dial a number, and it's field test. That's what it's called. Here we go. So if you're on iPhone, you can dial this number. It is, okay, I'm going to paste it in the chat. Copy, universal clipboard on Mac. Come in clutch. There it is. So I just pasted in the number. You dial that on your phone, and I'm going to do this right now. And you can't, like, as an example, I'm in the field test mode. If I tap call, it won't work. Like, you have to manually enter this every time. And let me do that. Paste. So you dial field test mode, and this is where you can typically find out what LTE band you're connected to. I haven't been able to see 5G in this mode yet. So yeah, kind of a bummer. So anyway, what you're going to do is you can see you have home on the left, and you have the 3 dots, the hamburger menu type thing. On the right, you go to the hamburger menu type thing. The middle section is cell serving info, and then you can see, what is it called? Frequency band indicator. This one. And it looks like I'm on 66 right now. Honestly, every time I've tested this, it's been 66. So I honestly don't know how accurate that is. On Android, I highly recommend Cell Mapper. There's also Signal Check Pro that I've been using, and those have been great as well. Maybe I should start linking those in my video descriptions, but they're on the Google Play Store. You can check them out. NetMonster is another one. But yeah, those are the options. Dennis P, thank you so much for your support. Wow, just really appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Yeah, so I have a Patreon. You can see the link. Oh, shoot. Pointing the wrong way. Right there, patreon.com/stetsdogg. We can take a look at it right now, just to quickly show what it has to offer. And the truth is, Dennis, I'm trying to create it for you. Like, I want to give back to the community and find ways to add value. So if you feel like there's something you want to see on Discord or you want to see elsewhere, let me know, and I'm very open to ideas right now. But if we hit up the Patreon page, which you can find linked in the video description, this is it right now. And let's switch to that. So this is the page. If you want to support, great. I super appreciate it. If not, that's totally fine. Support it's by no means necessary, but it's great to have you on board. We have a $2 a month tier. This is basically more of a general donation kind of thing. And I offer a weekly newsletter as well as access to the cell phone plan comparison chart. And I'll show you that in a minute. And you can get that. It's actually, I think, in the video description as well. You just join an email list, and then the first email is an automated response with the link to the comparison chart. Cell phone plan enthusiast. We've got a Discord server for basically, I would say, kind of like the live stream chat we have going on right now, where we have people, you can ask me questions about service, talk about different network technologies, plans, discussions, anything like that. And I think I'm going to start doing the polls on Patreon probably December or maybe late November, and I'll just let you vote on what video you want to see next, and I will put all my energy into creating that video for the channel to help try and answer your questions. And then we also have an absolute superhero, and this is by no means necessary, but it's a $20 a month tier that includes all the tiers as a cell phone plan enthusiast, but just adds extra support so I can continue to afford all the different plans I'm signed up for. And I'm signed up for a lot right now, so it really helps out with the $70 T-Mobile Magenta and the Verizon plan. But yeah, that's Patreon. If you're interested, great. I'd love to have you join the community. Not, that's totally fine too. It's just wonderful having such an engaged and friendly audience. Always wonderful chatting with you all. Jeff Paul, what's the US Mobile update? I feel like I talked about that earlier in the stream, but US Mobile basically added data usage and analytics. And so if I go to my dashboard and go on this line, you can see analytics in the top. And I haven't used this line at all, so it's unfortunately blank. But you can see a full breakdown of your talk, text, and data, and get a detailed look at all of your usage. Actually, you can see Monday, I used 12 megabytes when I first activated. So there you go. That is the US Mobile update. I think they're adding more things soon. I was going to try and show something, but I'm not seeing the feature. Maybe I'm not looking in the correct place, but I will have to check that out. Also, undecided. Wow, 2530. Is that for your home internet and for your plan? Like, that's incredible. That's such a good value. Maybe I'm going to go through this chat and save your messages and try and figure this out, because that is 100% video worthy. That's incredible. 4% on groceries. That's fantastic. Wow. All right. I'll look into that. I will look into that. Dennis P, I have not thought about that tier, but I mean, one of the tiers, let me jump back to Patreon. I promptly closed it. Excuse me, you gotta go to patreon.com/stetsdogg. Gotta make sure you type in these URLs. I guess this is my page, so that's why we gotta go to copy, new, incognito. Here we go. Currently, if we take a look here, I do have a monthly live stream. So my current plan is to go live November 21st for all Patreon members and supporters. And that will be a Patreon exclusive live stream. And that's only $4 a month. So, but yeah, I guess maybe a video call, maybe something like that. Oh man, missed some super chats. I'll go back. All right. Thank you, Vape Keen, for the heads up. But yeah, that's currently what we have for Patreon. And if you have other things or ideas you want to see for perks, I'm totally open to it. We have a Discord server. You're getting the plan comparison chart. You're getting the weekly newsletter, monthly live stream, and you can vote on what video I do next. Let's go catch up on some of these super chats. High Vision. I talked about the APN settings, so hopefully that answered your question. Undecided. Yeah, really great breakdown. I appreciate that on the Verizon dollars and the Verizon Visa rewards card. I think I need to look into that. And the $20 to $30 a month price point is incredible. So, Omar, hey, how's it going? Xavier, if you bought and activated a trial SIM for Mint Mobile, yes, you should be able to take advantage of the Black Friday promotion. You just need to use the plan with a new number, and you may need to use an IMEI that's different. So what I would suggest is actually reach out to Mint support and just confirm that you'll be eligible. My assumption is if you haven't transferred your personal number over yet, it would be a new number and you should be eligible. I know with your high speed, more Minecraft, I know with your 5G speed test video, your phone, your iPad, you got amazing speeds. So you think you could reach full 5G speeds with a hotspot via USB? That's a great question. I'm gonna guess no, and I think it would be the same. Okay. Honestly, undecided. Those are still really great values. I'm gonna probably close this out pretty soon, and I'm gonna take note of your messages and do some more research into that. But that is awesome. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for this one, this live stream. The one thing I wanted to mention was the let me quickly go here and let me pull up the Airtable. So I'm using Airtable for the comparison chart. This should be linked in the video description, and it's available on Patreon. I already posted it on Patreon, and you can check it out there. So here we are. We have it pulled up, so I'm going to switch over to it now. This is what I call the ultimate cell phone plan comparison chart. It's comparing, I think, what did I say? Like 38 carriers with like 238 different plans. It's nuts. I mean, you can see everything here, and we have links to all the specific plans. If I close the side panel, it's basically sorted. I have a cost column that's currently highlighted. That is the cost. Is it cost per gigabyte, or it's different? Here it is. Here's the cost per gigabyte. So if you wanted to, we could sort by cost per gigabyte, and that will help you find the cheapest plan available. And they are typically the unlimited plans. And yeah, this is just a great way to try and find an affordable plan. If you do cost per gigabyte, you're getting the unlimited plans. If you sort by cost, lowest to highest, that's when you can really see kind of the more affordable options first. And yeah, talk about what network the plans are on. If it's a 1-month plan or a 12-month plan, like Unreal Mobile, you can see here, that's a 12-month plan. I don't know if you can actually see it. It's pretty small, but this is the comparison chart. You can create your own custom views and filters and all of the plans. So you can actually click on one. Let's try and expand. Excuse me. Let's expand one that I know has like good information. So Mint Mobile, very well filled out here. You can see the carrier. You can see what network it uses, the plan duration. Mint Mobile, this is their 12-month plan to get the best price possible. The URL to view the page on bestphoneplans.net. So this is just the Mint Mobile page where you can see more information about their plans and things like that. Taxes and fees included? Nope. Estimated total price. This is a new field that I'm currently exploring and working on building out, where you can see what the estimated total price will be after all taxes and fees, the cost per gigabyte of this plan, how much data is included, if 5G is included, minutes text data, unlimited 2G data, the unlimited 2G data speed. So I have 128 kilobits per second here. I think that's accurate. Included personal hotspot, the video streaming quality. You'll notice that this Mint Mobile plan is 1080p HD, but again, the other Mint Mobile plan is capped at 480p. You can see the features are supported. Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. So this is what I consider one of the ultimate cell phone plan comparison charts. I thought about trying to, honestly, like try and charge money for this because I feel like it's a great resource, but that just didn't feel right. So I'm giving it away for free, and you can join it. You can get it by signing up at the mailing list in the video description, or if you choose to do the donation tier on Patreon, that entry-level friendly supporter for $2 a month or whatever, you can do it. And you can do that, honestly, for just 1 month. You'll get lifetime access. I'm not changing the link. I'm not changing the URL. Like, once you have that URL, it's yours to keep and use forever, and it will always be updated. Not always be updated. I mean, ideally, every quarter, I will be going in there and updating it. It does take a pretty long time to update. But yeah, hopefully that helps explain that. Roger Ramirez, if I go over the 50 gigabytes of 4G LTE, wow, what were those words? That means I got to go to bed soon. All right, I'm going to end this probably in 3 minutes at 10:20 Mountain Time, so midnight or whatever Eastern Time. If you go over the 50 gigs, you are not charged additional taxes and fees. If you're on the Super LTE network, when I went over the 50 gigs, my data was actually shut off, and then I had to contact support, and they turned it back on, and it was unlimited 2G data, and I believe, so I think it's on my website, so bestphoneplans.net. I'm going to pull this specific plan up for you. I think it was the US mobile plan, and I think it's one of the unlimited plans, so this should have it. And I got unlimited 2G data. This doesn't have it, so maybe it was the other one, or maybe I just didn't put it. Yeah, I don't think I put it, but I think it's 64, or maybe it's more. Maybe it's like 128. But yeah, you get 2G speeds. You don't get charged anymore. And if you're on T-Mobile GSM LTE, that's when you're getting, join the newsletter. See, free newsletter, guys. Check it out. If you're on US Mobile GSM LTE, that is when you can get, I think their speeds are like 500 megabits, or excuse me, 500 kilobits per second when you go over. So Vishnu comparison chart should be linked in this video description. Let me check on that for you. Yep, it's in there. It's called Get the Comparison Chart, and there's a link. You enter your email, and I will email you a link to the comparison chart. So that's it. Yeah. All right. Nightcore Quan. I personally enjoy Mint Mobile, US Mobile. It sounded like you didn't like Visible, but Visible is pretty affordable if you need Verizon. Maybe AT&T Prepaid, maybe some others. I have a best phone plans 2020 video out. I would check that out for some recommendations. I haven't necessarily tried all of them, but those carriers give you the best prices. All right, yeah. I'm going to call that's the live stream. Thank you all so much for coming, and thank you everyone who chose to give me a super chat tonight. I really appreciate it. Like, that means a lot to me. Your support, your enthusiasm for what I'm doing. I'm just so grateful, and I'm really, really happy to be able to be doing this. It does take me a lot of work. Yeah, so I'll throw that in there. So the comparison chart, it should just be this. If you go there, that should, sign up. That should give you access to the comparison chart, and that'll be it. Dennis, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. It was a 2-hour, 16-minute stream. Hopefully not too long. I will eventually be getting this podcast up off the ground and more of a podcast and like different from the live stream. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you hopefully pretty soon with some new video content. Take care. Bye.